Yvette, thank you so much for joining me today to talk a little bit about where we are, which is Thailand, WCAsia.
And the amazing city of Bangkok. Oh,
It's amazing.
It's so wonderful here.
One of the things that for me is very special about this, obviously, I've never been to Asia. This is like the trip of a lifetime, sure. But one of the things that makes it even more special is seeing people like you who I've had relationships with over the internet for years,
Yes.
prior to the pandemic even.
Yes.
And that, this is the first time that we got to hug each other and see each
yeah.
other in person, share a drink together, those kinds of things. And so for that, it's just been amazing. And I think we're all in agreement about that, especially because this camp got canceled in 2020 a mere week, I think, before it was supposed to happen.
So sad. People were already here.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I think it was a good call.
Yes. It was the right decision. It was just not an easy one, and it did break a lot of hearts. And when, in that same year, WordCamp US got canceled, I remember crying because I was on the organizing team, but we had plenty of notice, and the organizing team for Asia, of course, it was just heartbreaking for them. But you were here with Yoast.
Absolutely, yes.
And you are our sponsors at this event. And I think you're gold level or I don't know what the levels are.
The
top level.
Yes.
You're the top level.
Siam, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
That's right, yes.
Creative names.
I know, it's sometimes harder to remember, but they're beautiful. I love, but it's just not gold, silver, whatever. But yeah, so you have a wonderful booth here, and I was lucky to steal you away because it's very busy there right now. So thank you.
Oh, yeah, it's tough, but that's a good thing.
Yes.
I love those conversations too. But then again, I love conversations with people like you as well.
Likewise.
So choices.
Absolutely, absolutely. I have always been a fan of Yoast. Obviously, the software does amazing things. I have, on one website, I have the pro version. On everything else, I have the free version for now. And it does such amazing things. But even more important to me is how Yoast works in the community. So it's not enough necessarily to say, oh, they have good software, and that they're not giving back and doing those things. You absolutely give back. You have so many initiatives at Yoast that feed the community. Could you talk a little bit about that and why it's important for Yoast then to be at an event like WordCamp
Absolutely, and at the same time, it's one of the reasons that I decided to join Team Yoast, because they are, it's a business, they need to earn money,
sure,
obviously, but they are deeply, the whole inclusivity, the giving back is so deeply ingrained in the company. So when this opportunity came, and the whole idea behind WordCamp Asia obviously is to bring a lot of the speakers, a lot of the content to the people that, which is so sad, are not able to travel out to other countries, or maybe within Asia, but not to Europe, not to US.
Yes.
So when this opportunity came around, it was a big heck yes for us.
I love it.
To be supporting that initiative.
Yes.
And also, obviously, to help promote our brand, to help promote our product.
Yes.
But then again, the same thing within the product that we have. The free product does already so much, so that people who are not able to afford those $100 a year,
right,
which I totally understand, and we all totally understand,
for sure,
still get to work on their visibility on the web and have a lot of tools.
Over the years, the tools within Yoast have just grown and become exponentially even better than they were to begin with, which was pretty good, right? So some of the things, like you and I recently did an interview for Postatus. I think I interviewed you.
Yes.
I don't remember the developer's name that was also part of that.
Agnieszka.
Thank you, Agnieszka. And we talked about the newest initiative that was originally just in the pro version and has recently become part of the free version, and that's the inclusive language part of things.
Yes. Oh, and that's one of those heartwarming initiatives that makes me so
goosebumps. Yes.
It makes me so flippin' proud of this company.
And you should be.
I was already very passionate about accessible content, and I've learned a lot from my friend Brianna Riedfeld about that. So being passionate about inclusive language was a very, very obvious next step.
Yes.
So I was saying goosebumps. I was so proud that I got the chance to create content around that led to several webinars to spread the word about this, because also when I look around here, there's so many people. We don't choose where we're born,
No.
with what sort of wiring we're born.
That's right.
We don't choose with whom we fall in love with.
True.
And yet,
And the color of our skin, any
the
of
color
those
of our
things.
skin,
Yes.
and yet some people, oftentimes out of fear, which makes it even sadder,
Yes.
give the people that were set in this world with a harder path such a hard time.
Yes.
And if we can help by planting seeds, by watering
Yeah.
them, by shining some sun on them,
Yeah.
with sharing knowledge,
Mhm.
to help the people that do that, and even
Yes.
oftentimes unintentionally,
Mhm.
then that is an amazing thing to do.
Absolutely.
And we make that so accessible by this tool
Yes.
and by all the training and the content around that.
Yes. So I work with Allie at underrepresentedtech.com as well,
Yes.
and we had terrible for remembering names. I think it was Hannah that
Yeah,
we had
yeah.
on the show. Okay, so I
Yeah.
had her name right. To talk about the development and the decisions that went into making that inclusive. And even prior to that, I was really honored to be asked by Taco
Mhm.
to do a test of it and give
Oh,
my
yes.
feedback, which was wonderful as well. So I appreciate being included in all of that and seeing the amazing things that were happening with the plugin as it was growing and being developed. One of the things I really liked about it is the fact that it's not just based on race and ethnicity.
No.
It really is based on all of those things that we consider underrepresentation,
Yes.
which is disability, accessibility. It's obviously ethnicity, of course, but it's
Yes.
also
Neurodiversity.
neurodiversity, gender, and non-binary. All of those things are included in there. And when I put the test in and watched it happen, I think one of the phrases was boys and girls.
Yeah.
And immediately it says, perhaps you should say students or children or something. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And the
What
fact
else?
that you've made it possible for everybody to have it.
Yes. Yeah. I knew it was in premium, and then when the leadership team decided to have it in free, I was like, yes.
Very exciting.
Because yes,
Yeah.
these are the things that make a lot of difference.
Yes.
Yeah. And actually, there is another very cool thing coming up that will
Ooh.
have to do with sustainability.
Oh, I
that
love
will
that.
help the web, make the web more sustainable.
When you're ready to talk
So
about it,
stay tuned.
I want the scoop for post status.
You know me. You know us.
We'll talk. We'll
Don't
talk.
worry about it.
And one of the things I love too is just the way that all of your people here at your booth here are so positive, so friendly, and it's like you're not all sitting there waiting for people to come up to you. Your booth is swamped with people. You have games, you have amazing swag, you have great opportunities to interact with people.
Mhm.
And I will tell you, I think I told this to Marika a while back as well, that with WP Coffee Talk, all of the episodes that I have, one of the questions is always, what 3 plugins would you recommend to somebody building their own website? And about 80% always say Yoast.
Oh, that's so heartwarming.
So clearly the community knows how wonderful you are. And I want to thank you for the work that you and Yoast do in the community. And I'm so glad they have you as a spokesperson because
With
you did such a
oodles
great
of
job.
pleasure. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
So thank you for spending the time with me today.
With all sorts of pleasure.
And we'll see you later.
Absolutely.